The weekend storm destroyed an archive of historic documents at a Long Island library. You're watching NewsdayTV. I'm Ken Bufo. Thank you so much for joining us. Now, Suffolk County has sent out multiple teams from Rocky Point to Kings Park to assess the damage. 1,700 residents have made property damage reports as of Wednesday, and more than 20 homes had major damage. In fact, here's a look at the Smithtown Library. Crews in hazmat suits cleaned up debris and materials from the basement. Now, the library's director says they had up to 10 feet of water inside. And in Comac, small businesses like Dortoni Bakery are also working to rebuild.
Our baker came in the morning and called and said, oh, the store's flooding. So when you hear your store flooding, you figured that it was a leak in the roof and, there's a little bit of water on the floor. We never imagined this.
Yeah, check this out. The owner tells Newsday they had 4 feet of water intrude, but there was something good to be found while sifting through debris.
How good are you, Dorena?
Check this out. This 9-year-old was visiting his grandparents and digging for treasure in a muddy lake bed. Well, he found family photos, a bracelet, and a Rolex and brought it back to its owners.
I first thought it was a magnet because there were these little things, and then I pulled it out of the mud, and I washed it, and then it was a watch.
That's a great kid. Now you can read more about the storm damage and the recovery in Suffolk. Go to Newsday.com, click Get More, below the Newsday TV video box. All right, the Democratic National Convention is underway, and immigration is one of the top issues for Long Island voters this election year. Sherry Einhorn spoke to Congressman Tom Suozzi in Chicago about the issue.
And the Bible. Let's all work together across party lines to finally secure our border and treat people like human beings.
Long Island's Congressman Tom Suozzi focusing on immigration and border security. They are two key issues he has previously campaigned on.
We had a bipartisan deal back in the spring, and that was sabotaged by President Trump. Part of the bipartisan deal back in February was to send billions of dollars to places like New York and Long Island to help to address the migrant crisis. That deal, in addition to building more wall and hiring more Border Patrol agents and hiring more immigration judges and fixing the asylum system, included money for New York to address the immigration problem.
Elected officials from Long Island say federal resources would have an immediate and significant impact on the challenges facing suburban neighborhoods.
Long Island has always been a mecca for immigrants coming into our country. And I think what we really need is federal resources to help with our school districts. I think we need more investment in our school districts because it really can't always come from us and from our tax base.
In addition to more money for schools handling an influx of children from other countries and the special needs they have, Hempstead Village Mayor Waylon Hobbs Jr. says funding nonprofits who can provide services for those children and families is also desperately needed.
We have to make sure as local municipalities that we have the resources to deal with the undocumented that are in our community, because most services like social services cannot meet the needs of undocumented.
In Chicago, I'm Sherry Einhorn for Newsday TV.
Now, to read more from our team in Chicago, go to Newsday.com, click Get More, below the Newsday TV video box. And Governor Kathy Hochul says a new congestion pricing plan is on the way, and we should have it by the end of the year. So she suspended the plan in June, just a week before it was going to start. The MTA's original was going to charge drivers $15 for driving into Manhattan below 60th Street. Hochul says that toll was too high. In Long Beach, officials are looking to crack down on short-term rentals. Airbnbs and other short-term rentals are already illegal in the city with fines of more than $1,000. The city's new proposal has fines up to $30,000 for repeat offenders. It would also make it illegal to rent out pools, off-street parking spaces, and more. And Habitat for Humanity is building its first 3D printed home, and it's right here on Long Island.
Right now they're in a basement apartment in Brentwood. Their kids are sleeping in the boiler room. So this has been a dream of theirs for since they came to America, and now it's coming true.
More than half of the home, including the foundation and walls, were built using a concrete 3D printer. The future homeowners are expected to move in by the new year. And a Long Island team is aiming for a Paralympic glory. It's a story you'll see only in Newsday.
When I was like 6 or 7 maybe, we had been watching figure skating nationals, and I told my mom that I wanted to go to the Olympics, and she thought I meant figure skating. She told me I would have to miss birthday parties and play dates and spend a lot more time on the ice. And I stomped my foot and I told her, "No, Mommy, horses." I'm Genevieve Roner. I'm a grade 4 para-equestrian, and I'm aiming towards the 2028 Paralympics.
Straightness, bottom straight. Boiling. Yeah.
So I'm a triplet. My brother had a stroke when we were born. When we were 3, he started riding horses for therapy. Since I also have cerebral palsy, his is worse than mine. My mom asked them if the next summer she could bring me with, so that was when we were 4. And he hated it and I loved it. So he stopped, and I've kept riding since then.
When she was little with sensory processing disorder, she struggled a lot of screaming fits, a lot of physical difficulty trying to get words out, and horses seemed to just change everything for her.
The feel of clothes would bother me, and I would struggle a lot with that. And I had this brush that I would use to brush my arm to make me feel better. And when I got on the horse, it kind of just made that all go away. As soon as I'm with my horse and when I get on the horse, I just feel a lot better about everything, and I can just focus on that.
It started for therapy. I never thought it would be anything more than a hobby or just medical. And she fell absolutely in love with both horses and with competing. So I thought, okay, let's see where this goes. When she was 9, she got classified, became the youngest in the country, and as far as I know, she's still the youngest classified para in the US. And at 14, she got classified internationally, became the youngest in the world, and she's still the youngest grade 4. There's 5 grades, 5 being the most able-bodied. She's a grade 4, and she's still the youngest in the world at that grade.
My goal was to be the youngest, because I'm 16 now, so if I was going to go to the Paralympics this year, I would be the youngest.
Last year I was diagnosed with ovarian cancer, and it really put a crimp in her ability to get to competition, which basically evaporated. And instead of being really upset about it, she threw herself into school. She's a 4.0 and just really worked hard and at what was available to her, even though what she wanted to have available to her wasn't there.
I had this goal since I was younger, and it didn't quite work out, but I think it's also important to have short and long-term goals. So the Paralympics, it's like a long-term goal that I'll get there in the future.
And so what you want to really accomplish is for him to be soft from the get-go, right? But you can't lose the forward. So if there's too much...
I think that it is important for the young and the older to see that there is potential in sports when you're physically disabled. Genevieve is a complete example of how she started off in therapeutic ride and continued on. She got spotted, scouted, she continued on, and this is where she's at her stage right now.
I definitely want to be someone that younger girls look up to, and they're like, wow, if she can do it, then I can do it too.
It's not if she's going to do it, it's when. So she's got a couple of years to work towards the next one. And if it's not that one, then it'll be the one after that. There's no doubt in my mind that you are going to see her represent the United States in the Paralympics.
Now to read more about her extraordinary story, go to Newsday.com, click Get More, pull the Newsday TV video box. Now let's take a look at your fairly cool Long Island weather. It was a gorgeous day again outside, and check out the temps for tonight. You can see we're in the mid-50s, and tomorrow we have mostly sunny skies with temps near the mid-70s. Taking a closer look at tomorrow, you can see it's going to be another gorgeous day with those temps right there, mild in the mid-70s, and it's going to be nice all week until next week where we will get some rain, and the heat is coming back for the weekend.
Long Island weather is brought to you by PTRC.
You're watching Newsday TV. I'm Ken Buffa. Thank you so much for joining us.